Hello everyone, I80386SX, and today we are going to have another exciting edition of Forgotten Software. Now, on the surface, we have what looks like it'd be an ordinary Windows 95 install, and we will confirm that right now. So it's Windows 95C, and Internet Explorer 4, all that fun stuff. 32 megs of RAM, Pentium 1, nothing fancy here. And nothing out of the ordinary on the desktop, and Aeronet client utilities. Kind of a standout thing for Windows 95, but that's not the star of the show, and whoop-de-doo some sound card drivers. But just to give it away here, there are 4 pieces of software on this CF card that I actually have in this machine. You have a movie, Microsoft Voice 2, a piece of junk software called Microsoft Camcorder, and Word 97. We already have Word installed, and it's supposed to integrate with what we're doing. Active Movie came off the Office 97 professional disc. Microsoft Camcorder is a colossal piece of junk. I did try to originally record this video with that, and the software that we were trying to talk about just didn't work. It said it was trying, but nothing would happen. And then I tried to play that video file away from this machine, and we found out that that's really not possible, even in VLC or K-Lite or anything else. But it's a standard AVI. I don't know. Okay, so enough about Microsoft Camcorder and its failure. We have Microsoft Voice 2.0 MSDN. And you can see it was released in 1995 for Windows 9X and NT. And it comes in x86, alpha, MIPS, and PPC varieties. So yes, the forgotten piece of software we're going to talk about today is indeed Microsoft Voice. It's one of the original voice recognition pieces of software that came out back in the day. It's so forgotten that I really had to search for it. At one point, my parents had, I thought it was version 3.0 of this. It came with some training video type thing or training booklet. It was about the size of 2 encyclopedias put together. But unfortunately, I don't think that book exists anymore, so I had to search for the software. So let us install it. I'll just do the old add and remove. Takes up 4 megs of space on your hard drive. And apparently it is installed. But the installation is pretty straightforward. Okay, it is on here. Alright, so let's get it off real quick. I do want to take you this from start to finish. And I just remembered what went wrong was I was trying to get Microsoft Camcorder off and the machine wanted no part of it. And I think in Windows 95 fashion, it's going to ask for a reboot. Might as well get this over with. I also chose this particular laptop because of its built-in microphone. The bad news is that there's a lot of feedback using the built-in microphone on this particular machine. So even what I did with Camcorder, there was a lot of background noise being recorded. But I didn't think it would do the other things where it wouldn't play on absolutely anything outside of Microsoft Camcorder. Right. So now let's install it for real. Or this is more of a reinstall. Continue. And now it'll go straight to a file path. It'll put it in this program files, Microsoft Voice. It just says, gives you the option to install. Even on a dinosaur like this one, that setup went pretty fast. Yeah, the fan works in this thing. Doesn't sound too hot. So now let's load Microsoft Voice. And it recommends that we go through the 5-minute tutorial, which is more like 2. And that says in the old days you had to use the keyboard and mouse for everything. Not anymore. Which is absolutely not true even in 2021. Introducing Microsoft Voice. Whoop-de-doo. And you can use voice commands to accomplish many Windows tasks. You can use voice commands to control programs that are written to use speech recognition. And how can you tell if it's running? Which it is in this case. It's a red bubble. And you have 3 listening modes. You have not listening, which is push to talk. Voice listens to you only while you press and hold down the scroll lock key. Well, I guess most of the world, we need to install some kind of scroll lock key on them, right? Paused will turn on when you say computer before a command. And if it's in the green, it's always listening. It goes into Big Brother mode. Now, what's the best way to talk to your computer? Don't get too close to the microphone. Say the words of a command together, such as minimize window without pausing between words. Say the exact command. When voice is not listening or in pause mode, wait for the listening message before you say a command. Like if I were to do this right now and start blabbing away, you'll get a lot of I don't understand. Or you'll get random stuff like move left. Cool. So now we're going to try and say what I can say. Or what can I say? What can I say? And these are all your commands. You can cascade windows, you can close windows, you can copy selection, cut selection, delete selection, list voice commands. There's quite a few things you can do, even with a very early voice recognition system. So I wonder what will happen if we list. You're supposed to be able to delete. Yeah, you can disable, you can require confirmation, you can rename commands. Trying to figure out how you can make a new command. Let's try this. List voice commands. List voice commands pretty much does the same thing. So let's load Word. As before we do that, let's go through our options here. We'll go to this little red. You can change listening mode. You can go pause listening, which we're going to upgrade to. Computer, what can I say? Computer, what can I say? Well, that's useful. Doesn't work. Let's go to speech options here, and it does say computer. So here you can put anything in, and it's supposed to get it out of pause listening mode. Hey you! What can I say? Okay. Didn't like computer, but when I shout hey you, it likes that. So now we get through that tutorial. That was a little bit bumpy. And we kind of went over this already. So we're going to go a little bit different. And hey you, close window. Maybe if I move a little bit closer, we'll try to do computer. And we are in caps lock. Alright, so back to the options here. We're going to put this back into not listening mode. I want to show you something. There's an option here as well. If you listen, if the mouse pointer is in the upper left corner of the screen, notice that we now go to green. Well, now it's trying to interpret things here, so we'll get that out of there and let's get this back to not listening. All right, cool. And you can scroll to the left or right to respond to commands that are spoken. And I don't see a reason to go anywhere besides normally speaker name, administrator, and this is where you select if you have more than one microphone. That's where you go for. Keep it on English. Advanced settings. I'm not sure what the automatic gain is, but there is training. And all this stuff, I don't know why you want low accuracy or low confidence. And all that you think you'd want high, but whatever. We'll leave it at default. Holy cow. Well, we'll go through the training quick. We asked a series into the microphone to adjust your voice to achieve higher accuracy. If you made a mistake, click the previous phrase to retrain. Now this is going to be fun the way I speak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 0. Select all text. Minimize all windows. Go to the end of the document. What can I say? Open the book. Delete the report. Find new messages. Help. Do I have new mail? Look up the time. Turn the light on. Turn the light off. Visit Washington. Who am I? Close the presentation. Tile the current window. Tile the current window. Make the text bold. Check spelling. Read the selection. And there it is. And I'm not sure how good the microphone actually ever was on this machine, so it may not improve significantly. Well, let's go into Word. Let's try a few things. Delete selected text. So I didn't even say 100% right, and it did do it. So we'll do that again. We'll go to undo. And I didn't see check spelling as one of the options, but we'll try it. Check spelling. Show help. Check spelling. Check spelling. What can I say? What can I say? Well, now we're in a stalemate with the microphone. What can I say? There you go. Yeah, there's really, I don't know where to get the check spelling from unless it's part of the part of an earlier version of Word or some other voice recognizable word processors out there, so I'm not exactly sure where that would come from. And as you can tell, I'm going to select one of these voice commands, and you can disable, you can require confirmation, which we'll do that. We'll require confirmation for delete selection. We'll select some stuff and let's try it again. Delete selection. And it did not do what I delete selection. Let's close this down. Oh, yep. Do you really want to say delete selection? Yes. Yes. They brought it up a couple times. Undo. Version 3, I swear, had way more features than this, provided that there was a version 3. It's a good question. We should go look and see if there was. The funny thing is, if you even try to Google Microsoft Voice, you get a bunch of irrelevant stuff, much like this voice recognition system is pretty much doing right now. This almost, to me, reminds me of Siri in its early days, or even semi-recently. You have to speak in a precise tone. It doesn't really work. It's a play toy. And there's just not that many commands in it. But unlike Apple and Siri, there are very few commands. This is a very early variation of voice recognition. Perhaps if I had something like Dragon Naturally Speaking on this machine, then maybe there might be some other things that this could integrate with. But, oh, wait a minute. I want to try one other thing here. I don't think it's really going to change my opinion here, but we'll see. Delete selection. Delete selection. Press yes. Press yes. Ah, jeez. Okay, I think that's about enough of this. It could be a combination of the microphone, but I think it's just a software that is basically a play toy that did tell it yes and it did go to no. So I think it's so bad that Google forgot about it, and I think it's for the best. It's not as useless as Microsoft Camcorder, but it is not far behind Microsoft Camcorder. So this is one of those pieces of software that were probably best left in the archives. Maybe with a dedicated microphone, it might work slightly better. But it is what it is. So I'm going to end this video right here. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or even constructive criticism, please feel free to drop them in the comments section. And thank you again for watching another one of i80-386SX forgotten software videos.